guys, welcome back to our podcast, Marvel Reinvented. So today's theme is Iron Man, and I'm A, but in today's episode, I'm gonna be Tony Stark.
And I'm G, but in today's episode, I'm going to be James Rhodes.
We also have Agent 52 here to ask us some questions.
Hey guys, it's Agent 52.
So this is episode 2, which is volume 2 of our Get to Know Us segment. So let's start with the questions.
Question 1. If you could be any Marvel character, who would you be and why?
Ooh, it's a good question. Okay, well, I feel like I would probably want to be Pepper just because I don't want to have to deal with all the superhero stuff. Like, I don't want to have to deal with, like, getting up in the morning and being like, oh, who do I have to protect now? Like, oh, do I have to worry about this person dying? Do I have to worry about me dying? Do I have to worry about, like, my loved ones dying? Like, that would
Superheroes wake up early in the morning.
Oh, that is such a good question. I never thought about that.
Oh my god, I could never.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, I guess just Pepper because she like gets to live in a mansion with Tony Stark and just live her life as a normal person for the most part. And like just gets to run that company and rather run like that entire company rather than having to get up early.
Yes, a very normal person who runs one of the biggest companies in the world. Yes.
Very normal.
Brody,
That's just a
Yeah.
normal thing normal people do.
normal thing normal people do.
Yeah, you know, I do it on the weekends.
What about you, Tony?
I would say that I want to be Tony Stark, I guess, because he's really rich.
Really? Wow. Haha, so cool.
Well, that's
Matches your name.
That's true. It does. I'm just staying true to who I am, but I have to do that. So, I would say to be Tony Stark because he's rich and he's dead, which are two amazing qualities.
Okay, I'll be rich and a widow, and you can be rich and dead.
Ooh. Oh yeah. We'd be married. Well, I guess you'd be widowed, but
Widows are married.
well, we would be previously married
Previously
or
married.
whatever.
So is Rhodes and Tony secretly married?
Maybe in another universe.
Next movie?
Next movie.
Iron Man 4.
Oh my gosh.
What about you, Agent 52? What's your answer to this question?
I would be Maria Hill just because I think, unlike you guys, or unlike James or Rhodey or whatever we're gonna call him.
Wow. Okay.
I instead of like being lazy and not getting up in the morning. Actually, I don't want to get up in the morning, but you know what I mean. I would want to be like adventurous. I think I would be Maria Hill because number 1, she's a shield agent, and number 2, she looks cool. Number 3, what was my number 3? I had a number 3 point in my head. It's because she didn't have too many bad things happen in her life that, as we know, like unlike most superheroes, like Cap he believed his best friend died. His parents had died, I think. I don't really know. Tony, his parents died, and everything's bad in life. Okay. Question number 2.
Oh, wait.
Which character do you believe? Oh, sorry.
But what was it? Oh yeah, you can see the huge like difference in personalities there between us and Agent 52.
That's true. I mean, oh my gosh.
Also, the fact about not having that many bad things happening to Mario, that's a really good point. That's one thing that I also don't want to deal with. Like, I would love to be Scarlet Witch and stuff and have like all her cool powers and stuff, but I do not want to deal with the trauma that comes with it, with her parents dying, her brother dying, and then her husband dying, and then losing her kids. Like,
that's all depressing.
Yeah, that's way
true.
too much for my brain to even handle. I can't even handle what's happening in the world right now. So like,
I know, that's true.
I can't even handle what is happening in Wanda's life from afar, not taking her place.
Yeah,
I can't even handle what's happening in my life, and my life is easy, so.
Yeah, my life is just like so like boring and bland.
Same.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, question 2. What character do you believe to be underrated?
This is an interesting question. I think I would have to say that I think Captain Marvel is very underrated, and like I don't know what it is, but her powers are like she's super powerful, and we all know that. But it's just everybody always pushes her to the side and is like, "Oh, she's arrogant. She's this. She's that." But
She's
like
overrated.
yeah.
Blah, blah.
which
Yeah,
in my opinion is completely untrue. Like she is underrated.
it's just that's something that's definitely I don't understand what started that. Like
Mhm.
I just I feel like they people also hate like Brie Larson, and
Yeah.
I just don't understand what started that hatred for her in like just that entire movie in general. So, but yeah, so I definitely agree that I think she's definitely underrated. But another person that I think is underrated is Mantis because I feel like she's not
Yeah,
really that doesn't really have a solid thing like that. Every no one really talks about her. I feel like she's not a very common character that you hear people
yeah.
talk about, and she's
She's
I just
always like one of those side characters. Like, oh yeah, she's part of the MCU. I think. I don't really know for sure.
and like I just also feel like she could be very powerful if she wanted to. Like her powers are really cool, and I feel like she could become like Wanda and become powerful like that if we really tried. But Marvel hasn't really done much with her role yet. But maybe
Hmm.
we'll see in the
Like,
future.
have you seen Infinity War? I mean, I'm pretty sure you have, but like in the scene, wow, she was really powerful against Thanos.
Yeah,
That's
that
true.
was a really interesting thing. But they could do so much more.
Me, I well, Rhodey took my words out of my mouth. I was literally gonna say Mantis.
Oh.
So with the exact same explanation, she's actually, I believe, she's really powerful. But both the MCU, the Marvel Studios, is not appreciating it or not
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
at
they're
it.
not doing her justice.
That's true.
Exactly. Now, question three: which movie do you think is underrated?
Ooh, okay. I think this also kind of ties back to Tony's answer in the previous question. I definitely think Captain Marvel is an underrated movie because I know a lot of people like hate on this movie, but I didn't think it was that bad. Like I really liked seeing how like in Nick Fury, he like as younger and how like he what started the Avengers Initiative and how she inspired it and stuff. I thought that was really
That's true.
interesting. I also just liked seeing the scrolls and all the background story behind that, and I thought that was really cool. But clearly, people do not agree with me.
I know, yeah. I I honestly agree. I think I would say Captain Marvel is just like the movie and the character are both just super underrated. And I think also for like her first movie, I think that it's really good. Like
Yeah,
there are other Marvel movies that get way more hype and in my opinion aren't even as good. So it's like
and I also feel
Hmm.
like this is like one of the movies that like it's kind of around or I can talk today. It's kind of ironic that people say that it's overrated, but it's actually very underrated.
Mhm.
And it's just and also it's actually one of the I think feel like it's the first movie where the woman's kind of like it's a lead woman role where they
Exactly,
start
yeah.
out automatically as being like powerful. Like in other movies I feel like they kind of build up their power as they
Mhm.
like grow into the MCU, but I feel like it was one of the movies that they kind of immediately jumped in and gave her power. And I think that's also one of the reasons that people hate her, but I think that's like really cool to see that somebody already had her powers and to see how she goes even further from that.
Mhm.
Higher,
Yeah,
faster, higher, further, faster, baby.
yeah.
Isn't that what she says?
That is, yeah. I mean, I guess I feel like Thor: The Dark World is I don't know if it's underrated because I didn't like it that much, but I also wouldn't say it's like the worst movie in the world, but a lot of people sort of treat it like it is, you know. But I mainly like it for Loki, so
Oh yeah, I also remember Age of Ultron too. That was
oh,
an
that's true.
underrated movie. I don't know. I didn't think it was that bad. Like just the entire thing of it wasn't that bad in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
Age of
Uh
Mm.
what about you?
Who is you?
Age of
Agent 52.
I would say Age of Ultron. I think I personally really liked Age of Ultron, but then I heard like nobody else liked it in the world, so
Hey,
I
I'm
think it's underrated.
I hear
Huh?
I'm in the world and I like it.
Yeah, I mean like the concept or like the plot line is a bit over exaggerated, but it follows a really strict rule. Like, what is it? And you create your one. Someone creates their own enemy. Like, I really liked
That's
how
true.
they incorporated that into the storyline. So I think that movie is really underrated, just like what Brody said. So
Yeah, like
next
the
question.
movies that or at least the ones I said, like it's not that they're like my favorite movie ever. It's just like they're not the worst movies that how
Yeah,
frame them.
exactly.
Okay, let's go to the next question then.
Okay, question number 4. Which movie is better? Iron Man 1 or Captain America the First Avenger or Thor? Basically putting the only 3 Avengers, original 6 that have 3 movies against each other. Who will win? Let's see. Let's talk to Rhodey and Tony.
This is this is, like, probably one of the hardest questions. I genuinely it's very I don't know, I didn't really like the first Thor all that much. I definitely would have liked the 3rd Thor a lot more. I think it's
Mhm.
so between Iron Man and Captain America, the First Avenger, it's really hard, but I'd have to say I think when I first started MCU, I liked Iron Man more, but now I think I kinda like Captain America: The First Avenger more. Just I I don't know, it's just a nice movie. I genuinely
Okay, this one's kind of hard. I don't know. I probably say Iron Man just because it's the thing that started it all. Like I think just that
If
I
you were not looking into like if they both came out at the exact same time, which one would you think is better? Like not looking into the statistics of it all.
originally when they first like came out and stuff, I liked the first Avenger first better, but I just like well, okay, my favorite character has changed. If you've seen the first episode, you would know that my favorite character changed from Captain America to Tony Stark. And so because of that, I think now it's like reverted back to being Iron Man as being my favorite movie. So yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I think Iron Man was like you said, it started it all. I think it's a really
And I'm sorry to people who love the first Thor movie, but I
I
just
know.
wasn't as good as it could have been. I think like the only like iconic thing that I can remember from it was the he like smashed the cup and was like,
The cups. I was literally thinking that like right now.
like I'm pretty sure that wasn't even scripted. So like that kind of just tells you.
No way, I thought it was scripted. That's so cool.
Let's go on to the fifth question.
Okay, question number 5. Which MCU Spider-Man movie is your favorite? Specifically MCU
Oh.
between Far From Home and Homecoming. Do you want to come home or do you want to leave?
Okay. Well, in my opinion, I liked Homecoming better. Actually, wait. Okay. Okay, well the thing is, I liked Far From Home with like the idea of like the drones and stuff and just it being okay, well spoiler, but I'm pretty sure everyone's watched it by now, but yeah, sorry. Um yeah, I just like the whole idea of like drones and stuff and like how like that was like expected and stuff and how like Mephisto, what am I saying? Mysterio was like able to like kind of like manipulate.
Mephisto.
I meant Mysterio, okay?
Yeah.
Was able
Still
to
behind.
manipulate Peter into like giving him the glasses that meant a lot to him, and like just the entire like dynamic between Mysterio and Peter was like interesting to see. But I just liked Homecoming because it was like the first movie, and like I don't know, I just felt like the drone thing just felt faker to me than the first movie. I don't know why.
Mm. I I didn't really like Homecoming that much. Maybe it's because when I first watched it, I didn't really have that much of an interest for Marvel. When I watched Far From Home, I did. So for me, Far From Home had like a bigger impact. So I guess for that reason, I would say I liked Far From Home better. I also really like Mysterio in Far From Home, and I think that's like the main selling point for me. I really liked Mysterio as opposed to Vulture. I didn't really think. I mean, Vulture was a good villain, but I would say Mysterio is definitely one of my
I
favorite villains. Hmm?
Yeah, I definitely say that Mysterio is a better villain than Vulture, but I just think I don't know. I just have
Mysterio has more like backstory. Vulture doesn't really like he
Yeah.
doesn't have context, I want to say.
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
I feel like Mysterio is just super smart. Like with that whole like, the
Drone situation? Yeah.
that too, and also like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I definitely agree that the villain aspect is definitely better. I just thought it was that Homecoming was better just because it was the first movie. I don't know. I have a thing with first movies.
Oh,
Oh my god. Oh yeah, and then like I don't know. For some reason, it just reminded me more of like a cartoon. Like it reminded me of Miraculous, kind of, and like
What?
okay, I don't know if you guys know about it, but there's like a show called Miraculous that a lot of people watch. It's pretty good. And it's like a cartoon show. And it's like an Akuma or something, and then like he like makes a person who's having negative thoughts become like evil, and like
oh,
these two people have to like fight them.
Oh,
And it just
interesting.
in my mind, I'm like thinking of stuff like that, like a cartoon show, when I'm thinking of like the four, like whatever the drones things created. What I forgot what they're called. But like
Oh,
earth and water.
hologram.
Exactly. Like that just that's the vibes it gave me.
I see. That makes sense.
I would agree with Tony. I liked Far From Home better because it gave me a bigger impact. Also, I liked Mysterio as a villain a lot better. But I will agree that Homecoming is a really good movie, mainly because of how much it can relate to high schoolers, like in terms of actually it can't really relate, but I feel like it relates more than Far From Home because Far From
That's
Home, uh, Peter, that's his name. I was gonna call him Tom, but I feel like he was a lot more. He acted a lot more grown up for some reason. So,
Yeah.
oh my God, no, you're not supposed to do that. Okay, question 6: Who would win the fight, Scarlet Witch or Doctor Strange?
Okay, I think that Scarlet Witch is probably one of the most powerful Avengers. Not to say Doctor Strange isn't powerful, because obviously he is, but I just feel like Scarlet Witch just has a lot of. I mean, she's a witch. I mean, it's just her power. She has the mind. Or I guess he has the time stone, but I don't know.
Mm. Okay, well, for me, I feel like Scarlet Witch is the one with like the power and stuff aspect. So I feel like if it was kind of like, yeah, I feel like Scarlet Witch definitely is like, as Tony said, it's gonna be very powerful. But then I feel like Doctor Strange has a mastery of his powers. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like he's gonna
Mm,
just have the ability, and then since he has like the time stone and everything, like I feel like he's gonna be able to predict what Wanda's gonna be able to do and stuff.
that's
And like,
true.
Wait, he has the time stone?
he doesn't. Now he doesn't. But like, whatever.
Oh yeah, when are we considering this?
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't know. I
I
just
feel like we should consider
either
this right now at the moment.
hmm?
I feel like we should consider this right now at the moment.
Okay. Well, either way, Doctor Strange would have a more mastery of his powers. So I feel like he'd be able to control it better than Wanda would. So I feel like Doctor Strange would win just because he'd have a plan.
That's true. I just thought of because I mean, Endgame. I think Scarlet Witch came really close to, or not just Endgame, Infinity War. She came really close to defeating Thanos.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I actually think with Scarlet Witch because now she knows everything Doctor Strange does because of the post-credit scene. So should we move on to question 7?
Yeah.
Okay, question number 7. Who is the better leader for the Avengers? If they weren't good, Captain America or Iron Man?
Oh, okay. This one's okay. Actually, okay. Well, the first thing I think of is actually Captain America, just because I feel like he would do better at like managing all of the responsibilities and making sure everyone's like accounted for and everyone's doing their part and everything and making sure everyone's like safe and everything. And like Iron Man would be like more like last minute like planner, you know? I don't know. That's just the vibes I get. I think that's just because, I just expect Tony to be like a party animal.
That's
Yeah, I
true.
mean, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 1.
Literally just any movie that Iron Man is in. Yeah, I agree. I think Captain America would probably be a better leader. I feel like just like I mean, we know how he I mean, just judging from his movies and judging based on Iron Man's movies. Iron Man is obviously a great superhero, but I don't know if he would be a great leader because of how maybe I'm not completely sure, but I think he would be a little bit strong. And I don't know if that's the greatest way to work with people, but I think Captain America is a lot more,
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I feel like Tony would be very upfront and
Yeah, and also a little bit arrogant.
Yeah.
which I like, but I don't know if the Avengers would.
Yeah, I think, or like me personally, I completely agree with both Tony and Randy because Steve is like a good man and also a good soldier, but like in First Avenger we saw how he was like gonna sacrifice himself for the bullet. Like you need someone that'll do anything for the team, and I think
Yeah.
Cap's the perfect guy for that. And he's also just like Cap, he's noble, he's like he's just I'm not saying that Tony Stark, I mean Iron Man, not A. But like I'm not saying that he's none of those things, but I'm just saying Cap has showed it off more. Like not brag about it, like not show off, but like you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like his was showcased a lot more, not unlike Iron Man, who's been seen more as arrogant, sarcastic kind of guy.
Mhm.
Cap's always been seen as kind, noble, loyal guy.
So far through that fancio, we've seen like a lot of Cap's like ability, like we've seen his like ability to lead to be shown throughout all of these movies, and he's been pretty good at it so far. So
Yeah.
Exactly. Like he brought together the Avengers twice.
It's true. Avengers Assemble. That was all him.
All in, yep.
that's the last question of today's episode. Oh my god.
Oh
No.
my god.
Yay! So that ends.
I say no, and then Brody says yay.
Wow. Rody doesn't want to be here.
That's in another universe, guys. In this universe,
Oh.
I hate you guys.
Oh no.
Okay, but that ends our volume 2 of our Get to Know Us segment. And you'll see you guys on the next episode where we have a special trivia night. We're gonna ignore the fact that these episodes come out at 4, so technically that's not a night.
Night.
But
Maybe in some time zone. Sometimes.
Sometimes, but yeah.
But yeah, so next episode we're gonna have a quick little trivia night, and hope you guys will enjoy that. Hope you enjoy this episode. Make sure to subscribe. Follow all of our other socials on Instagram and TikTok. Our ats are Marvel Reinvented, and on Twitter it's Marvel Reinvent One, I believe. And
Actually, no, it's just Marvel Reinvent.
okay, never mind. I lied, guys.
Wow.
I'm a liar. Don't trust me. Anyway, yeah, episodes come out every Sunday at 4 p.m. And stay warm.
Stay marvelous. Woo.